All right, and now I'm going to give you guys the ultimate hacking secret. I'm going to agree it's best to TP here in solo queue, but in pro play, they're not doing that. They're going this way. This is like a rule of solo queue. It's just the way the game is played. And it's not like because nobody's taking it seriously or whatever. It's because you don't have all these dry run hours. In coordinated, the protocols are very well defined and practiced. Even teams like PRX, like their defensive play, they know what they're doing. Do they have a 5-man dry run for the A retake? Maybe not. But do they know how they're holding A site or playing for A retake? Like if they get pushed in a certain way? Yes, definitely. In solo queue, not really. And so in pro play, the amount of time you have to come over here before it's A retake is higher. You got more time in pro play because it takes the enemy team more time to contest the very assiduous holds developed by these pro players. In solo queue, this site can get exploded in fractions of a second, which rarely will happen in pro play. But because in solo queue happens so often, it's way better to take this TP, especially with this dog. And this is why he's just playing B, okay? When this TP was over here, this playbook, he would have been elsewhere on the map more often. But because they moved this showers TP up, this almost belongs to the defenders, and it's so good. Just dog through the TP here. It's so good. And just don't play retake. Pro analysis now happens every Monday through Thursday live on stream. I choose the best one each week to upload to YouTube. The rest of the VODs are all available to tier 3 subscribers on Discord. Thank you so much for the support. Enjoy the analysis. Derrek on bind. I'm down. Can you actually walk me through why you bring bind VODs though? I'm genuinely curious because the map is so batshit easy. He's going to flash B long. They're going to play on the same side of this line, the whole B site. It's going to look just like the Brim VOD. Like I did it for the meme. Like I'm fine doing a bind VOD. I'm just curious like what you're struggling with. What's the meme? This map is stupid simple.
Is there a setup where you're going there? Cypher camp short.
Brim's be long.
85 on Cypher.
Raise Brim be long. Raise Brim be long. Skye flash hookah. Get a hookah smoke. Fight long off me. Take them. Bomb down B.
Get the bumble.
All right, pretty straightforward. They double fight long. They give up hookah. Starting here, and he's flashing. And then it depends on like where your teammate is, but you essentially are going to fight for this space with your teammate.
Out.
Enemies are A.
One pocket.
Cook them.
The Molly's coming in, bro. Keep the Molly.
Yo, my judge did 0 to yo. You're the judge.
We'll see. He has judge. Don't f with that.
Enemy spotted A.
Steagle's feeling hot.
Yeah, again, when I say a map is easy, I don't mean you should be winning on it more. That's a mathematical impossibility. Everyone can't win more on bind. Everyone still has a net 50% win rate. That's math. When I say it's easy, I mean the general idea behind the correct way to play the map is easier, similar to Ascent, which is why your games probably feel harder on the map because everyone's playing closer to correct but on accident because the map is so easy. Okay, taking the teleporter makes sense. He's not trying to play any retake. He'll rotate spawn, I'm sure, this VOD, but only when he's got fast timing. Only when he thinks his teammates are holding on. When his teammates aren't holding on, you're almost always going to see him come showers here because retaking on this map is miserable.
Raise satchel long.
Ooh. Boom, boom. Ba-da-ba-ba-boom. Ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba. Choose your character. Ba-ba-da-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-boom. Ba-da-da. Interesting flash.
Holy shit. Break this. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Derrek, let's talk. Let's talk about the long-term health of Valorant solo queue and why you're part of the problem. Do you think your teammates maliciously wanted you to die Octagon, Derrek? Therapist Hooge is in session. No, they did not. Are your teammates worse at the game than you? Oh yeah, by a ton. But come on, man. You said break it. Let's be real. Let's be real, Derrek. You said break it. Derrek, a lot of these players look up to you, okay? They pop and they're like so excited they get to play with you. and then you get frustrated that they didn't break a boom bot, and you get passive aggressive, and now they're afraid to say hi to you and tell you that they are a fan.
Blinded.
Stem.
First time here. Chamber.
Carry the turn, okay? I'm popping flash after you. After the cage. Turn.
What the fuck?
All right. All you Skye players, look at the difference in comms. So first he's having his teammate cross. He's lit. I'm down. But notice, instead of just saying I'm flashing and throwing it, he's telling Killjoy, get ready to turn. Get ready to turn. I'm gonna flash close.
Turn.
It'll blind you. This is turn, throws it. And notice she is not blind now. And they get to peek together. Yeah, we're gonna see mostly all B long from Skye because this is just where you play on this map. And then you just play the teleporter. You might occasionally play A, but very rarely.
Prepare for hellfire.
I'm TP with my dog, kid. Let's go. Bit him.
Well, there's two in there. 80.
Damn, 42.
All right, and now I'm going to give you guys the ultimate hacking secret. I'm going to agree it's best to TP here in solo queue, but in pro play, they're not doing that. They're going this way. This is like a rule of solo queue. It's just the way the game is played. And it's not like because nobody's taking it seriously or whatever. It's because you don't have all these dry run hours. In coordinated, the protocols are very well defined and practiced. Even teams like PRX, like their defensive play, they know what they're doing. Do they have a 5-man dry run for the A retake? Maybe not. But do they know how they're holding A site or playing for A retake? Like if they get pushed in a certain way? Yes, definitely. In solo queue, not really. And so in pro play, the amount of time you have to come over here before it's A retake is higher. You got more time in pro play because it takes the enemy team more time to contest the very assiduous holds developed by these pro players. In solo queue, this site can get exploded in fractions of a second, which rarely will happen in pro play. But because in solo queue happens so often, it's way better to take this TP, especially with this dog. And this is why he's just playing B, okay? When this TP was over here, this playbook, he would have been elsewhere on the map more often. But because they moved the showers TP up, this almost belongs to the defenders, and it's so good. Just dog through the TP here. It's so good. And just don't play retake. Be greedy with it, okay? Be really greedy with these TPs. You have to take TP, you have to look left and right. Yeah, you just look left when you come out normally. You just look left first. You don't see them, then you just go into showers. You'll learn solo queue is more about avoiding uncomfortable scenarios than it is about like maximizing your odds of winning the round, okay? So TPing there avoids a really uncomfortable scenario. So it's lit.
He's down to
I've
showers.
got your trail.
Talking to showers here.
Here we
Chamber,
go.
Skye, short. I see nothing. I see absolutely nothing.
So here he might anchor because we saw nothing showers. They're not really committing. And our buddy already took showers control. So there might be a lurker.
Oh, he's on.
Nope.
I'll say.
Chamber short.
This is why Skye is so good at TPing. Because you're out here like, do you look left or do you look right? Well, Skye has an answer to that. She pops seekers. She pops dogs. She pops flash. Skye's got good tools to avoid getting caught in a crossfire out showers here.
Why am I so nasty?
Fake.
Found one.
I ran out of bullets.
There's another.
He's off. He's short.
In your games, you have to call this a fake flash. This is his duo Cryo, who knows his voice very well. And so he understands what Derrek is saying. But I'm not going to lie. If you make this comment in your VOD, I'm kind of mad at you. You got to say it's a fake flash in peak truck. Some shit like that.
I ran out of bullets.
There's another.
He's off.
When do I fake flash? I like fake flashing on Wednesdays.
Blinded.
It's an anticipation
34 on
game.
Chamber.
Back off, Skye.
Back off here, huh? Wait, I'm gonna flash off your turret. What? Oh.
They're not up long yet.
Oh, one's long.
Cypher is long.
Ew.
Good looking shower.
Leave. It's not big.
Skye sight.
Three back side.
Short running up. Skye's like front side. He's gonna be U-Haul probably.
Yeah, Molly.
Taken out.
Last three array.
Damn, he's got the
Someone in the
They
corner.
tapped
He
it.
got off.
Off now.
Fluorescent DM'd him. Okay.
I'm not leaving until they.
Oh, just fighting. Just fighting.
There's like 2 U-Haul and 1 short.
So like, you might be wondering why didn't he TP faster this round? The only answer I have for you is he's played against Fluorescent a lot. If you've ever seen my in-house streams when JG is playing, you'll notice I get better reads on JG a lot of the time. Like really strong reads on him. And this is why. I just play with him a lot. In high elo, they play with each other a lot. He just had a read. There's no rhyme or reason to why he didn't fast TP there, other than felt right.
Can't wait to watch them.
Still get one. Still get one.
He's being pretty lazy here. You should mix up the timings of this flash. You'll notice after he pops it,
Wait, why are we rotating?
he's still like, he's expecting them to maybe have dodged
There's
it.
nothing on my flash. Why
Wait,
the
Skye
fuck are we
dogged
moving?
short. Skye dogged up side.
Yup, you see?
They're going B.
And he knows they could be doing that.
Should accidentally molly the team.
Time to hunt.
Wait, he just left? Wait, whoa, bro, what is happening to my game?
I know exactly where you are.
Anti-stratting? Literally, yes. We actually saw this in yesterday's VOD where they were playing against Raccoon and they stratted against his judge.
Enough.
Damn! There used to be this player who'd play West servers. But he goes to college now, Central. Shout out to W Panda though. And let me save this. He's like a Radiant level controller player, and I saw him as like my rival because if we got on the same team, we'd fight over who got to play like Viper and Icebox. Anyways, W Panda had this unique B wall that he'd use, specifically to gain this interesting lurk window. But I knew that, and so whenever he's on the enemy team, like we'd have this mind game going on with this B wall where he likes to lurk up and take space with it, but I would like to try and like kill his ass. Dude, we had a mod mail the other day. I'm not going to name names, but they were getting mad that somebody else in the in-houses was anti-stratting them because the person knew their strat sheet. And I'm like, dude, that's what's fun about Valorant. Anti-strat their ass, man. It's not against the rules for them to counter-strat you. If you don't want that, go play solo queue. Nobody will recognize you. Go on anonymous
They haven't
mode.
killed me here yet, but once they do, they're gonna rush in. Watch. I said I was gonna bait them. But
me see the
once they do, they're gonna rush. I will bait for you. They haven't killed me here yet, but once they do, they're gonna rush in. Watch.
All right, Cryo's just a piece of shit. I'm not going to lie. What the hell, Cryo? Derrek's calling a great play. Anyways, the idea is Derrek's going to make contact. He's going to fight them, and he's going to bait for a dude here. So now that's 2. Oh, yeah. This really does demonstrate like his mastery of this B long hold. Because this is the only place Derrek plays. He's got all the tricks. You see, he can bait for somebody here. He'd have to break their boom bot, of course. He can bait for somebody over here. He's got to tell them to turn the flash. He knows everything about this B long hold. He's got a flash heck of the lineup. He's done it so many times. I'll say it a million times because I get new viewers every day. I'll repeat myself. Defense on Valorant is about how strong your playbook is and how well you stick to it. And like you make minor adjustments to crazy play by them, like lurking and fakes and whatnot. Attack is all about figuring out how the enemy team is defending and being highly dynamic. So defense is very frequently super static like this. Like if you recall, we did the fade analysis recently on Lotus and his defensive playbook was such a flowchart. And then attack was just so random. He seems more comfortable to TP faster when he's got seekers, which makes a lot of sense. Ooh. Ooh. That's how you play defense, like Derrek on Bind. You play B long and you own that shit. And if they're coming A, you TP or you flank. Did you see him go CT once? I didn't. Don't even think about it. And I actually give this my huge seal of approval. Isn't it obvious if you flank and TP all the time? Okay, then go beat Derrek. What's stopping you from beating him then? I hope that statement alone should make it kind of clear that something being predictable doesn't matter. Something being predictable is only a problem if the predictable thing is suboptimal, okay? Does that make sense? If the enemy team is running a perfect defensive default with the hecking Viper wall through the teleporter into the one-way short, with the Skye long, with the Killjoy up tube, with the hacking. You get what I'm saying? If they're running a perfect defensive default every round, then there's nothing you can do. There's nothing to easily exploit. You understand? You've got to see how they mid-round now at that point. There's nothing wrong with their pre-round, so you can't do anything about that. Well, let's see, when do they rotate? You know, when do they burn utility? Because there could be something wrong with their mid-round. But if there's nothing wrong with anything at any point, even if it's completely predictable, you're screwed in solo queue, okay? You're just going to lose. So it doesn't matter that he's predictable because he's strong. His play is strong. Like, have you ever played chess? Who cares if you can predict your opponent's next move if their next move is good and you're in trouble? You know, predictable is not bad necessarily. It can be bad if the thing that you're doing is bad. And to be clear, if the enemy team was overcompensating and constantly holding the TP and flank with too many players, then Derrek wouldn't be flanking. Okay, you got to understand. So his flash into showers is pretty normal. On bind, it's considered best practice to contest like one lane per site. So although this flash basically tells you, are they fighting for a short or showers? It sort of tells you a lot of the time. Not all of the time, of course. Nothing does anything all of the time in this game. But you'll notice that he's going to be pretty laid back. Fighting for showers here.
I think them.
Oh my god, I'm running away.
Rim raise here.
You see the enemy's just keeping them back showers while they focus their resources towards fighting for short control. They gave up showers control with this smoke. The defenders don't care about it.
There's 3 here, and they're
Because they only need one.
Skye and Chamber, okay.
Rim raise Skye chamber.
Okay.
Shit on. Absolutely shit on. Oh.
JPC predictable equals always bad. Rujin predictable equals sometimes bad. Look, JPC, if your defensive playbooks look like that, I'm not gonna lie, you'd probably already be immortal. Your aim's good enough. Playbooks look like that, the execution is not. Yeah, that's sort of what I mean. Like if I was analyzing your gameplay and putting it into a Valo plan, if it looked like what we just saw, you know what I meant though. Man, they're getting hacking hopped on. Ooh! I need you to see though. Why are we no longer losing this attacking round? It's because Chamber made a mistake, okay? A lot of attack is just waiting for these guys to make a mistake. You push pressure points, you make them squirm, and you wait. People in solo queue are impatient in every elo. This is high radiant. This could be a pro for all I know. And despite what you may believe, like Kang is not dry peeking that like that. He might crouch peek, maybe. But probably not. He's probably just controlling his short.
Finished.
That's just a mistake from that guy. Not gonna lie, it sounds depressing when you explain it that way. That's mostly every competitive game. Like the best chess grandmasters in the world will say is something like, what's the rule? 10 threats? Yeah. You make 10 threats in a row and your opponent will blunder eventually. Like you pressure them into making a mistake. Okay. It's not like they're bad and so they screwed up. Like they felt the pressure. It's like you're exploiting their humanity almost. Like, yeah, if you're facing a robot, I guess, programmed to play perfect Valorant, or a professional team that has tons of trust in each other to hold everything correctly,
World champ, boss.
sure. But I don't know. It makes competitive Valorant really interesting to me because essentially these teams are playing very correct. And the only way you can break through is with new ideas, like explosive strats that they haven't seen before, information denial. Like you've got to get tricky and it makes the game so interesting. Like these teams will learn or invent new styles of play constantly. Like we saw hacking PRX try this shit on this map to really screw with the normal defensive defaults that these teams are running. You think Derrek would do the enemy started playing suboptimally just to counter his defensive playbook? What do you mean? That happens all the time. Just go watch his stream. It depends. That's literally like how Valorant's played. You say suboptimally, but okay. This is game theory term, Nash equilibrium. Essentially, it states that there is some optimal play where if both teams are doing it, then the outcome is like 50-50. But deviations can actually result in an advantage if you know that the enemy team won't deviate. Okay. but those deviations are suboptimal if the enemy team knows about them. So in information like denial games, deviating from match equilibrium is necessary.
Yeah, the world champion's dead.
World champion can't even.
But you're only allowed to deviate once you can play correctly. So basically, if you're below Radiant, you have to play perfect, like by the book every round, or I'll get mad at you. If you're Radiant and up, then I'm going to get mad at you if you don't deviate from the book. But until you can prove that you can play by the book every round, then you're not allowed to deviate, because there's no world I can tell if you're doing it on purpose or if you're just bad. So I have to assume that you're bad.
No, don't.
Right side. He's right side.
Where is he planning?
Whoa, where the f is he going?
Bro, Lil Bro's playing backside.
I'm blanking as
I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're just taking showers control. He's kind of autopilot-y. I don't like.
I think it's called Obsidian. For a little
repeat
bit.
flashing this every round when the enemy team contests it from bench. Like, they're so predictable. Like, that's
And back
what
side.
Skye bench right now or some shit.
I like the red and
Brimstone,
white
he
one,
fell
too. Honestly,
back.
the Jade one is nice as well.
There she is. Right? Like, I was wondering where the hell Skye was. Like, these dudes, they're super predictable.
What the fuck? What was that guy doing?
Derrek is asleep. I'm not gonna lie. If you've watched, it's a lot of FNS in solo queue. He's very aware of this shit. He calls it all the time. Most people who've touched rank 1 are like this, like Curry. He did see him when he was talking. Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was just Brim. It's like, it is predictable. But notice even one of the best players in the world is not countering that because he's playing solo queue. He really should have. This pretty much sums up the professional attack in solo queue. This fight right here. Like, this is really the only difference on attack between you and the pros and like Radiants. Their gunfights are good. Your gunfights are not. Like, his playbook is so batshit simple. He just pushes the extremities. He doesn't really push A short or hookah. He doesn't like them. And he just uses his flashes. Like, it hits the goddamn sights. His attack is very straightforward. His comms are good. His fights are good. And yours aren't. And that's really the difference on attack. Defense, it's playbook canyon. Attack, it's like technique canyon. There's not really anything special here going on. He's just flashing out. But he notices his Raze has ult, so he flashes deeper for her. Like, it's all good shit, but it's all mid-rounding. And I can't really put mid-rounding in the playbook, so I'll just write, like, mid-round better. Attack is really tricky. Yeah, you can go into it with better plans. He's not doing that in this VOD, and that will help. But at the end of the day, it's gunfight diff.